Welcome to this webinar. I've been looking forward to this. Both Steve and Rachel have been showing me this new chat program that they have and how they manage it. And I think it's going to be really great, and it seems to be a great extension of their services that they offer funeral homes throughout North America. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Steve's presentation. If you have any questions, just type them into the chat window or the question window, and I'll be fielding them, and then I'll be passing them on to Steve as we go. So we'll answer them during the presentation. All right, Steve, you ready to take it away?
Yes, thanks a lot, Rob. Good afternoon or good morning, everyone. Depends where in North America you are. My name's Steve Crawford. I am in the marketing department here at Director's Choice. We're on the east coast of Canada, and very, very pleased to present our newest feature here today, which is our web chat, or the name of the presentation is Chatting It Up. But before I get to that, I'd just like to talk a little bit about Director's Choice itself. I see some familiar names on the attendee list. We've been in business we're in our 16th year. We opened in 1997. We serve approximately 1,000 funeral homes and cemeteries and crematoriums across North America. We're still very proud to say that we serve the funeral industry exclusively. Gary, our president and CEO, Gary Darachuk, he believes, and it's become a motto here at Director's Choice, that we do what we say we are going to do when we say we are going to do it. In our 16 years of business, we've learned that the security of any funeral home, actually any company, but especially with a funeral-related business, the reputation depends on, we believe in always having live answer. 96% of our calls are answered in 3 rings or less. All of our operators are funeral industry trained, and that includes working, we call it a week in the life of the funeral director, of which they actually go and work a full week with the local funeral home. And our people are also known for their compassionate, caring voices. And as you'll see later, this empathy and the caring, we're able to actually transfer it over into we call it Chat-etiquette, but in our live chat settings. Some of the innovations that we've rolled out in the last while, our DC2Go app. Directors, staff, managers, they use our website log on or our new DC2Go smartphone apps. With that app, you're able to review messages, listen to call recordings, even update your on-calls and update your service schedules. And they've proven to be quite time savers, I guess would be the best thing to say, that people can log on to their iPhone or Android or BlackBerry and update it all. And it's really saved our agents a lot of time when you have a family on the line, as to how quickly we can get them in touch with the director. But moving on, our main reason to be here today is to introduce you to our newest feature. We call it web chat, and it's an online web chat feature that's hosted by us on your website. We rolled it out last fall, and we did a beta test, and we've had a few of our clients that have already switched over to it, and the results have impressed us and impressed our clients, but we'll get more into that in a little bit. But with web chat, It's a feature that, as I said, we put on your website. It can either be a static button or proactive chat. I'll show you that later. But it can be either or both, but it's a way, I call it another door to your funeral home. People use the phone, people use your website, people look at your Facebook, people depend on your office manager, your funeral directors, your answering service, all to represent you. This live chat is another extension that allows us to represent your funeral home in today's technical society. And that means that you never lose an opportunity to provide a service to a family in need, be available to your families 24/7, and allow them the relief of getting their needs taken care of from the comfort of their own home. The other thing it does, it also gives your funeral home the competitive edge in your market. You offer that extra service while simultaneously catering to those individuals that would prefer to get questions answered privately. What we're finding in the chats as we went through our beta test and as we are rolling it out, that I thought was going to be just a certain demographic of 25 and under that would be used to using smartphones or tablets or to do the chatting, but we're finding it's coming, from what we can tell, from all demographics, and people are quite comfortable with the technology. I'm 45 years old here, and I have nieces and nephews that are training me well, and I'm slowly getting used to the idea of live chat, but and as the North American population gets more educated, I find that they are using the technology more and more. The other thing it can do is maximize your availability, your customers, by being accessible through all the traditional and advanced means of your communication. This just reiterates what I said a couple of minutes ago. You have your phone for people to communicate with you, your funeral home, your cell, your home, in person at your location, online now through your website, via email, or now live chat. And Robin, I believe you're going to do a quick poll here for me right now.
Yep. So what we'll do, we'll just launch the poll. And you should see now your screen should have turned blue. Have you ever used live chat before? Never, once or twice, or many times?
Okay.
And we've got, we'll wait for about 10 seconds. We've got 2/3 of the people have voted. So just with your mouse, click one of the three options.
Or never, once or twice, or many times? Rob, I'd say you'd probably be under the many times.
That's
no?
that's correct. Yeah. It's just I think for the reasons that you're going to see, it just makes life a lot easier when you're trying to multitask and things like that.
Right.
Okay. Well, we've it's been a minute, so we've over 80% of the people. So I'll just close the poll, and I can I'll share the results here.
Okay.
So we've got 1/3 of the folks have never used it before. Over 50% once or twice, and 11% use it many times.
Okay.
So I'll just hand things back over to you, Steve.
Okay. Thank you, Rob. And so as you can see, I'd say it's a pretty good indication as to what we're finding as well. One of the things that we found, and this is from Live Chat Effectiveness. It's a 2012 survey. And it was asked, why do people prefer live chats? And as you can see, 79, there's a lot of overlapping ones here, but the one out front, I get my questions answered immediately. I can multitask. It's the most efficient communication. Once I use live chat, I realized how well it works. Some people, better information than if I emailed. I don't like talking on the phone. I'm in control. I can chat while I'm at work. And better information than if I called. So the whole thing about I don't like talking on the phone, or I'm in control of the conversation, I get my questions answered immediately. These were the main reasons that we looked at as far as providing it for people. And it's proven well. 90% find live chat helpful. 63% they were more likely to return to a website that offer live chat. And usage has grown from 49% in 2009 to 75% in 2013. And what that is, that's the public that's used live chat. It's not the amount of websites that offer it. It's actually the amount of population that they, from their survey, that they say actually use it. So basically, how does web chat work? We host the live chat feature on your website. We work with your website manager. It's just a matter of inserting code, and we work with them. And usually within 24 hours, we are ready to go. Our agents are available and ready 24/7 to answer any questions that come in via chat, and their interaction is instant. Every agent here and our supervisory team, everyone that's working at any given time are all trained on it, so when the chat comes in, first come, first serve, and it goes quickly to get a response. Some of the types of chats that we've gotten, I was on leave last year. When I came back, it's when we were in the development stage of this, and I thought, a death call, a first call, would we ever get one? And you'll see here we've actually taken some. Prearrangements, directions and lodging, genealogy, and many more. So we actually keep track here, and we maintain stats, and these are the types of calls, types of chats that we've handled. As you can see, most of them are service information. To be honest, some funeral home websites are not the most user-friendly, and people trying to get to an obituary on some of them, they just say, well, I'll bypass that. They click the chat, and we go from there. Website questions, guest book questions to sign the guest book on the obituary page. Pricing calls. As you can see, we've taken a few pricing calls. Same as florist information, pre-arrangements, and 2.5% of the calls. This is based on 200 chats is what we base it on. So that means that we've actually taken 5 death calls via chat here. Something that I never thought when I started in this business 16 years ago that I would ever see, but there it is. And as you can see reading down, these are other questions that we've been able to field. And I look at the list in 2 different ways. One is phone calls that we're saving by them chatting. It's saving tying up a phone line to find out death certificates, removal from email lists, book requests, that sort of thing. But there's also other questions that actually the consumer is finding or the families are finding that they can get the answer quicker. Looking for a funeral home employee, looking for jewelry, engravement jewelry, that sort of thing. So what happens is we go in, we do the chat, and as soon as the chat is finished, it goes and the transcript is emailed to whoever you choose for the transcript to go to. So we can text it to your cell phone, we can email it to your office or home email. The options are endless, and then you can follow up from there. If it's a first call, pricing call, or pre-arrangement, when we set up with you, you actually tell us if you just want us to, if you're a current client of ours, we handle it as a standard urgent message, or if you're not a client, we can actually call your main line and relay it to your answering service, or you can give us your contact information. So it's one of the things we're proud of is how we are able to customize each chat client with us, whether or not they're a current client of ours. Of course, we hope that everyone becomes an answering service client, but we want to be able to offer both. So with death calls, with pre-arrangements, the families can be eased into the process rather than being required to have face-to-face or voice-to-voice. A few of our clients, actually, it's becoming more than a few, where the initial arrangement conference is done over the phone. They email the information back and forth, or email the forms, the family fills it out and brings it in on the initial face-to-face. So technology is playing, as those of you in the industry know, technology is playing a greater and greater role, but you still have to maintain the empathetic, caring customer service aspect of it. With the first calls, it goes back to what they said about multitasking, that the phones get busy at the family's home, and out of the 5 first calls, 3 of them were actually that, is because their phone lines were tied up. They were originally intended to just email the death notice or the death call in, and they found the chat, and we took the chat and connected them with the funeral home that way.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Rob.
I have a question and not sure if you can answer it now, but it just says the question is, my web host, which is Batesville, does not support this this program. Is there anything that you can do from your end to help resolve the issue? I
know Rachel, our business development manager, she was down in Florida a couple of weeks ago, actually trying to meet with Batesville to discuss this with them. And we're working on a resolution. I cannot say that we have one right now, but we're working on it. So, and whoever had the inquiry, by all means, you can email us or call us anytime or give us the permission to contact you when we do find a resolution. So hopefully that answers the question.
Great.
With the web chat, simple questions can be answered instantly with no need to make a phone call. And again, I call it chat etiquette. Director's Choice provides the same caring, empathetic, and professional service just in a new platform. Just a quick story I'd like to share. One of our current clients, they were using another service, independent service, to host their live chat on their website, and they saw that we offered it, so they switched to us. So I decided that we would do a test of their other service to see how what their quality was. So I pretended to have a pricing call, and I couldn't believe when I said that my mother had just passed away and I needed to talk to somebody about pricing. And she actually ended the chat off with a happy face emoticon with "have a good day." So our agents here are much more aware, much more in tune to the fact that, yes, they are funeral trained and they know the chats are funeral related. Today's technology, being online and available, is a requirement. Your competitors are only a click away. Basically, if they don't like what your website says or shows or doesn't show, they're going to move on to the next one thanks to Google. Google even keeps the page up for them so they can just keep going down the list until they find someone. I've realized that's not the case in all markets, but in some of the more competitive markets it certainly is. So right now I'm actually going to, we have, of course, have live chat on our website. So as you can see in the top right hand corner, this is our chat live button. We customize the button to go on your website. On our website, we have it so no matter what page you go on, this live chat button stays up there. So with that, as you can see, this pop-up window, we customize it however or to whatever extent you want. Of course, we can put your funeral home logo. This one is actually for our marketing team. And before the chat starts, simple, your name, last name, email, phone number. On ours, we actually only do it that we make the first name required. We can make any of these fields a required field. So if you want to be able to capture the email address from everybody who has initiated the chat, or your phone number from everybody, from anyone that's initiated, we can do that as well. So we just go to submit. Please be patient. We connect you to the next available operator. And as you can see, Kristen, hello, Steve Test. How can I help you? And then we go from there. At any point, the person chatting is able to end the chat. And with that, you see the bottom left-hand corner. Now, as the person that chats, I can actually have, this is the transcript. I'm the one who initiated the chat. And there, I can send the transcript to myself. As soon as this is closed, the transcript automatically goes to the funeral home or the host of it. As I said, you choose who that is and who you want them to go to. The other option that we have, if you see down below in the bottom right-hand corner, besides the static chat button, we also have, it's called proactive chat. And what this is, once somebody has lingered on your website for, we can set however long you want. For our website, we actually have it set for 90 seconds. So after 90 seconds, if they're still on your website, this proactive appears. Have a question, click here to chat no matter where you are. And again, every one of our chat clients have the choice, static or the proactive or both, and go from there. What we're finding with the proactive is working the best on obituary pages or on wherever the services are all listed together. That's where we're finding we're getting the most questions or the most chats initiated. is actually they have a, well, I can't quite read what time the service is, or when's the visitation, or are the arrangements complete, that sort of thing. So a lot of them go from there. Our chats, they've averaged probably, we only capture, as far as with our package, we only capture the amount of time that our agent and the person on the other end are actually typing. So if our agent types in, is there anything I can help you with, and they're still going around and they're not quite sure and they wait 5 minutes, that 5 minutes is not billed for. It's only the actual typing time. So that's the proactive and the static buttons. Any questions right now about any of this?
Yeah, Steve. So the question is, can it show when the operator is typing a response? So maybe I missed that.
I'll find out.
I guess just to show that, there's, something happening.
Exactly, because you need to know if somebody is left on. Now, once they leave on the other end, once they clicked out, it closes it on our end. So, we're in the same time zone, but I just want to see if we can actually show her typing. There, you can see right there, Kristen is typing. So there, it does actually show when they are working there.
Great.
And again, just end chat. There we go. And I'm just, instead of having the transcript email, I'm just going to close window. And it lets them know once I hit close window, it lets the agent know that I'm no longer on the chat there. So, any other questions there, Rob?
That was all at the moment, Steve.
Okay. So again, as a review, we have the live chat button, the proactive chat. We also email the transcripts when it's done. Any further questions? That actually sums up this new feature. And so now, if you have any general questions or specific, please go ahead.
Steve, so one question is that just what's the can you go over the pricing and what it takes to get started?
Okay. Our pricing, it depends on if the funeral home, if you have two websites. I mean, we do multiple location pricing. But in general, the pricing is $25 a month. That includes 10 minutes of chat time. And then any minutes on top of that is 25 cents a minute is how that works. We also, that's our base price, as I said. One of the things we've been proud of in our 16 years is how we will customize for anyone and everyone that contacts us. So it depends. You may have 5 funeral homes that is going to be high volume, and we can adjust it all from there. But right now the base price is the $25 a month. That's 10 minutes, and then the extra on top of that is 25 cents a minute. So if they are interested, by all means, they can call our marketing line here at 888-920-1900. Contact us on the website, or actually go ahead and try the web chat feature itself, and we'd be more than happy to help you.
Steve, what's the, kind of once you get things in place, what's the turnaround time to get going?
The biggest thing that we're finding that holds us up is your website host to get the button added. We're able to generate the code and everything here within 2 hours, and from there it depends on how long it takes your website to put the code in. So it's basically been 24 to 48 hour turnaround. 24 hours for current clients, 48 for non-clients is what it's been averaging. So.
Okay, and just to let I know that there's some of my clients on the line. We'd have this turned around inside of 24 hours. It's not, in our system, it's no problem to get rolling.
Exactly. As you know yourself, how the code works, and we can go pretty. The biggest thing with us, and it takes no time, is actually to customize that chat window. Make sure we have the JPEG of your funeral home's logo, what you want it to say. Some things that we've run into with our American clients is we actually can create what's called a hot button. So due to federal trade regulations, I need to put you in touch with a licensed funeral director to give out pricing. So with anything with the legalities like that, we create what's called the hot buttons, so our agents hit it, and that way we know that the proper wording is there all the time. We do have some funeral homes, we do give out the pricing. We give out the link to the website, the specific page for the pricing, that sort of thing. So again, everybody's different, we realize that, and we go for the full customization on it.
So then, let's see here, a couple more questions rolling in. So can you make that the stats, the stat percentages available, for the attendees? I think to maybe for them to show their other management team or owners or that type of thing to persuade them over.
We actually have a package. It's a general overview of the web chat, and plus the screens of the presentation are available, and we'll be sending those all out tomorrow to all the attendees. And also, I believe Rob has recorded this today, so we're also going to make that available on our blog, our Facebook page, and on our website as well.
Great. Let's see. Next question. Do you communicate with the webmaster, or does the client have to then set that up with them? Like, do you
just put us in touch with them, and we can go from there.
Okay. The question.
I find it's a lot easier if somebody from our technical team is talking to someone on your technical team. So it seems to move a lot smoother.
For sure. Okay. And then it says, Director's Choice must become very familiar with, I guess this is regarding the pricing of like a funeral home's pricing. Must become very familiar with all their client funeral homes' GPLs to properly answer price inquiries. So maybe, like, how deep do you go to answering costs?
As deep as they want us. Usually it's just general. A lot of the pricing that we give out would be on direct cremation pricing. A lot of the other ones are basically whatever's posted on your general price list. We can read it. We try not to, as funeral directors can answer a lot more in-depth questions, but it varies state by state, country by country, province by province, how we do it, and we get our lawyers to look at it to make sure that we're not crossing the FTC guidelines or anything either.
Okay. Hey, and one thing, Steve, that kind of popped in my head, does this, maybe you haven't had enough, it hasn't been running long enough, but I'm assuming that then if people have the option of phoning the funeral home or using live chat, and if this is after hours, have you noticed that maybe someone's monthly fee for the telephone answering portion has gone down yet? Because yes.
Yes, it has, because again, depending on the package on the funeral home, it costs more to have an operator talk live, fill out a message, contact a director, go that way with the recordings and everything. So yes, it has cut down. I won't say substantial, because there's a fair number of chats, but not. It's a sector that's growing. So as it grows, I'm hoping they see more savings. But right now, yeah, there's some savings for them and even they don't have to listen to the recording. We don't have to patch them through. Or the big thing, it's saving them the time that, as far as people that do call, because a lot of them go in the daytime. We're getting a lot of overseas calls, believe it or not. People doing search on Google for genealogy questions, and it saves them. It saves the funeral home long distance charges and everything. That it turns into a chat, which turns into email back and forth. And people overseas, we get a lot of Germany and Britain and Scotland, and we've had quite a few of them. And it just saves them overseas charges, and it doesn't matter to them what time of the day or night it is. We're able to chat with them 24/7. Okay, anything else? Well, Rob, I do appreciate this opportunity.
Steve? Steve?
Yeah?
Sorry, my microphone was muted there.
Oh.
So we've got another question.
Oh, sure.
Where is Director's Choice located, based out of, and answering chats? So,
we are in St. John, New Brunswick, Canada. We are on the East Coast. We are an hour north of Maine.
Okay. So maybe the question was like, if I'm reading into this, making sure that the chat portion is not maybe outsourced overseas type of thing.
No, it is our agents, our supervisors are all the ones that are trained on it. And Kristen is actually we have quite a few agents that answer from the comfort of their home. And Kristen, that was answering the chats, actually works from home. Or she's about 2 kilometers or 1.2 miles away from us.
Oh, okay. Great. If you have just a lingering question, just pop it in the chat window. Otherwise, feel free to you can contact Steve, and Steve and Rachel will be getting in touch with you. We'll have the replay up or available by tomorrow morning. And Steve, I just want to thank you for sharing this technology. I think I think it's great. It's just one of those things that is a must-have. Just like, I'm sure there was a time where people were reluctant to have transferring the phones over and things like that. But now that that's more commonplace and people see the benefit of that, as you've mentioned,
I used to be nervous of a cell phone, so there you go.
Yeah. So yeah, and again, if for any Funeral Futures website clients, we can easily add this to your website right away.
Okay, well, Rob, I appreciate the opportunity, and again, we'll be sending an email out tomorrow. But in the meantime, if you have any questions, please call this toll-free number, and Steve or Rachel can help you, or go on to our live chat and try it out yourself. We're here 24/7. So, Rob, thank you again, and everybody, I appreciate you taking the time out to take a look at this. Thank you.
Great. Thanks a lot, Steve, and thank you for attending today. We'll talk to you soon.